Harihi Om. This is Mata Anantananda from Bharat, that is India. Now I am going to narrate the Indian folk stories of Bhatti and Vikramaditya. The outcoming skills from these stories, children can induce a perfect personality with adventurous nature and donative nature and enthusiastic nature and good in all the angles. And they can induce the communication skills also. Okay, these stories will start from the historical personality Bhoja Maharaja. Actually, Bhatti and Vikramaditya also has the historical existence. But in these stories, some fantasy was mixed. Okay, I'm starting with Bhoja Maharaja. He was, once upon a time, he was the ruler of Dhara Nagaram, the capital of his city, which exists in Madhya Pradesh. And he was the ruler of entire South India. Mahakavi, the great poet Kalidasa, who wrote Megha Sandesam, Abhignana Shakuntalam, Kumara Sambhavam in Sanskrit, was his courtier. And there is a propaganda, an issue. Anybody, whatever his literacy, he may vendor of milk or fish. When he watched the face of Bhoja Maharaja, he could tell Sanskrit literary Sanskrit poets with grammar. Such was his versatility in those days. Okay, Bhoja Maharaja has a wise minister, Budhdhi Sagar. A good name means his wisdom is like a ocean. One day he called his minister, Budhdhi Sagar, and said, "My dear minister, I got some information from my spying agents. They informed me that the forests got thick and the number of wild animals in the forest grown much bigger than in previous, so that the herds of deer and other animals are spoiling the fields and crop of villagers, and some of wild animals like wolves and tigers like that, they are used to kill the domestic animals like cows and goat, sheep, and sometimes they are killing our villagers also, so that we have to protect them. It's our duty. That's why I want to go for hunting tomorrow. So announce it in the city and get ready of our army to some extent, and announce the citizens also. Whoever is enthusiastic to mingle with us, they can come with us." Then Budhdhi Sagara said, "Yes, Maharaja, I also got such information. I'm happy, so that I can make all the arrangements tomorrow as per your order." The next day morning, Bhoja Maharaja had completed his daily duties like bath and devotion to God, and had some little bit food. And he came out of his palace. There already Budhdhi Sagara had done all the arrangements. So some batches of army are there, and purohits means the saints, who can say verses of Vedas are there, and some musical instruments like a big this drums and all are there, and buka means the great mics in those days. And some of the citizens also, the youth of city are they gathered there. All they wear some spears and arrows and swords like that. And some of the traveling equipment like palakins, horses, and some elephants also arranged there. Then they started for hunting. They reached their destination where they want to go. In that forest, they made some tents and they brought some utensils and some rice, like that, other food items also. And some of them army people, they are preparing food for them, and all the other started for hunting. They started the musical instruments, and they beat and the drums and made much bigger noise. Then the herds of deer, which are taking rest under the trees, and other wild animals like wolves, foxes, and tigers, and all who have whichever taking rest in the caves and dark places in the forest, all they came out with fear, because they were not known about that such big sounds, so that they got feared. And with that frightfulness, all the animals came out and ran away. So that the hunters who were interested, they had taken some spears and archery and swords, like that, and they were chasing the animals. It was big fun for them. In those days, hunting is not a crime, because the forests are wide while compared with the villages and cities and living places of people, and the number of people also less while compared with the population of wild animals and forest animals. So they could damage the common people's life. So that it is a righteous work hunting in those days, whereas now the situation is vice versa. Now the forests are nowhere and very small in quantity, and living places of people is spread like anything. So that the wild animals, we are not able to watch them except in the internet, or else in zoo parks, like that. There were not very little bit is there. That's why hunting was a good thing as people's service in those days. So such that they started the hunting. Okay, the remaining story I'll narrate in a other video. Hari Om. Thanks for watching.